and just gonna ask you a few questions, nothing crazy. Probably be like 15, 20 minutes maybe. Just kind of going over the whole program, how you've kind of transformed throughout the program, how you liked it, and kind of
Mm.
stuff like that. Okay, so the first thing I want to ask is before you joined the program, what was your biggest struggle that you were having?
Really, it was just consistency with my swing because I mean, in the last year, I've made probably like 6,000 micro changes in my swing. Like I've changed where my hands were, where they were setting up, how my back leg was moving, how my front leg was moving. If I was trying to more stay directly on top of my back leg, or if I was trying to have a more controlled forward move, I was changing all these little things. And it just made it so that I was just constantly just, I was having success and then I was falling apart because those same things I just added in they weren't working for me because I wasn't building them in properly. I was just expecting them to work. And then the second I wanted to try it out in live ABs or in the game, just it fell apart.
Yeah, for
And that
sure.
got frustrating after a while.
Yeah, so you'd say overall it made you feel like super frustrated, and was there any other feelings that you were having during those times?
I just started this feeling of I know I have this power. I know I'm the strong guy. I know I can hit the ball well because I mean I had a few swings, especially during the fall where I killed the ball. I mean, I had one swing to end off my fall season playing club baseball where I probably hit the ball almost at 100 miles an hour. I ripped the crap out of this thing, and I didn't do it again for the rest of the year. And it was just so frustrating me because I kept looking for what it was I had on that swing and I couldn't find it.
So it was like you knew you had the potential, you knew it was in the tank, but you just didn't know how to get it. You
Pretty
didn't know how
much,
to
yeah.
access it every single swing. So
Hmm.
awesome. Okay, so then how at the beginning, how did you discover me? And then once you discovered me and our page, how long did it take you to join?
Really not that long because I found you guys middle of the semester. I watched one of your reels of like a good feel for like getting everything synchronized with the back leg moving with the upper body. And I started just drilling that in my dorm room with my football bat because that was a really good feel for me and it helped me feel more connected. And I started following you guys. I watched some of your other stuff. I did the coil challenge and that definitely helped my back leg just sort of get a bit stronger in terms of how I was moving on it. And then you put out a poll on Insta, just like, would you be interested in this program? And I put down yes, because I'm like, nah, screw it, I might as well. I got nothing to
Yeah,
lose. And
yeah.
then you guys started talking with
Probably one of
me.
the best polls you've answered.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I just, talk with you guys, and I was super into it, especially after the call that we did to just talk about it, because it was like, wow, this is
Yeah,
probably the best bang for my buck I could possibly get.
absolutely, man. It's the real deal. And you know what? I give a lot of props to you because, we give you everything that you need to succeed. And it's just on you to be able to do the work every single day, right? So we give you the directions, we give you the tools, we give you the training, we give you the feedback. All you need to do is put one step after the other, and you did that, and you've seen some pretty crazy results, I'd say, throughout the
Oh
program,
yeah.
which is really awesome. So what would you say was your biggest doubts before joining this program? If you had any doubts or were you unsure at the beginning, what would you say was your biggest doubts?
It was really just a worry of if I could make everything stick because I've done, work with coaches before, I've done online programs, but I feel like every time, even during the programs, just little things would fall away from me. I'd lose those things and then I wouldn't be as successful as I could be. So there's really just that worry of can I really make this stick? Can I fix my mechanics in the way that will really help me out?
For sure. And then, so during the program, we worked on a bunch of things. What was like one of the main things that we worked on um, that we kind of implemented into your swing together? So,
I mean, definitely one of the biggest things was the back leg move. I mean, even after doing the coil challenge, I was still super lungy. I was still coming open early. And then literally after like 2 weeks already, I was holding the ground way better. My back leg was staying much stronger. I wasn't just collapsing it early before I started my swing. and I
Hmm.
started using it as the propellant for my swing. It wasn't my hands trying to fire everything, it wasn't my core, it was just my back leg just pushing forward. And that completely changed everything because it also helped me learn how to swing around my back leg so that all of a sudden now I'm not trying to force anything by pushing. I'm just letting the barrel turn around and get to the baseball really easily. And that was a big difference.
Yeah, and explain to me a little bit about your confidence, both before and after you had that feeling and you learned that move.
Mm. My confidence went way up because before I always felt super shaky when I was hitting. It was like, especially against pitching machines and in the game, it was kind of like, okay, let's see if this is going to work. Let's see if this is going to stick. But then after I'd been doing it for a few weeks, it was all of a sudden, it was just, okay, I'm a really good hitter. We're going to hit the crap out of this ball. And that was that feeling every single pitch that I saw. And that really helped out a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you've definitely shown it. And then, were you able to, do you know any of like your numbers from before and after? If not, it's all good, but do you know
Yeah.
like exit velos and stuff like that?
My bat speed has actually gone way up. Before I was averaging maybe 63, 64 on the hardest swings I could give. All of a sudden now in the program, middle of the program, I was getting up to 67, 68 mile an hour bat speed, which is close to like the bottom of the majority of major leaguers, which was really cool for me to think about. And that's not even, I wasn't even swinging hard. I was just letting myself do the work, letting my body swing the barrel easy. And all of a sudden my bat speed just shot up.
I know you mentioned the lift a little bit. Tell me a little bit about that, how that program went for you, lifting and stuff like that.
I
Were
I
were
love
you able
that
to
program.
complete the whole thing or no?
No, just because I've taken the last couple of weeks off to heal,
Right.
but I've loved it beyond. I mean, it was really well structured. The first 6 weeks were really good. My lower half especially, I gained pretty decent bit of strength down there. It was a little difficult just because I had to work around my knee, but once I figured out how to do that, my form was honestly way better for myself just generally. All of a sudden, I mean, I was deadlifting weight that I haven't done beyond like PRs for reps. That was huge for me because all of a sudden, I mean, I'm making 310, which in the past I had only done when I was trying to PR on something. I made that look like it was just handy to me. I mean, I was moving it like it was crazy, and then my upper body strength has gone way up. I saw one of my club baseball buddies recently. The first thing he says was, "Have you been hitting the gym, bro?" And I haven't really gained a lot of weight this summer. It's been harder for me to gain weight because there's not a lot of food at home, or at least not as much as I could get at school. Um, like I'm sweating a lot more because it's the summer, and still my buddy's over here saying, "Dude, you've gained some muscle." So it's been a big help, especially.
I think a big part of that too for you and for a lot of people is doing the right lifts. You know, you don't have to
Hmm.
go 7 days a week. And, you know, if you're doing the right things, you're going to see different results. You're going to work different muscles. So,
Hmm.
in the past, has there been any lifts that we did in our program that were like new for you that you've never done before?
Yeah, there were a bunch. I mean, Zotman curls, I'd never done those. That was a really, really cool experience for me because I could feel it both work in my bicep and my forearms. Um, Yeah, no, there wasn't a lot. I mean, the twist rows, I had done those in passing, but I never done those more than just like 1 or 2 weeks at a time. So those were really cool for me. I feel like that's a really good, just sort of explosive movement.
Yeah, for sure,
But I
man.
mean, it wasn't just the lifts themselves, it was how they were structured. Because I feel like a lot of them were put together in sort of this perfect formula. Because you can do all these things, but if you're doing them in a not very good sequence with not a whole lot of rest, it doesn't matter because you're not going to actually get the gains from those exercises.
Yeah,
So I feel like the
yeah.
way it was put together was perfect.
Awesome, awesome. Happy to hear that for sure. I'm super excited to see like, you know, where you were from the beginning and watching your original videos, even your swings and everything, and then
Yeah.
where you are now. And I think the best part about it is your understanding swing has increased a ton, right?
Hmm.
So it's not just
Yeah.
me telling you what to do, but now you know exactly what you need to do to
Hmm.
get where you need to be.
Yeah, it's been huge.
Yeah, for sure, man. So if you had to say one thing that you liked the most about the program, what would it be?
Ooh, how the hitting was structured. I mean, I found it super cool because the going from the feel week where all you're doing is just getting these feels for these different pieces that you guys wanted us to implement. And then the next week is the drill week where you've already felt some of the stuff out. Now you're going to do a couple of drills for every single thing to really get it ingrained in the muscle memory. That's such a smart way of going about it. I never thought of that because definitely, especially with the back leg and then also with like barrel slotting and stuff, I felt like that helped me out a lot because I was able to feel everything working together. And when I did the drill, I was like, oh, this needs to feel like this. This feels like this, and that really helped out a ton.
It's amazing how much you can learn without actually swinging a bat and hitting a ball,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And a lot of people take that for for granted because they just want to go to the cage and hit a million balls, and it's like
hmm
sometimes you're just creating bad habits. All right,
hmm
so awesome,
yeah.
man.
Just slow down.
Yeah, for sure. And then one last thing is if you had to choose what type of person would be great for something for this program. So if you had to say like what type of player would be good for this program?
Mm. Just really a player who knows that they're not at the level they want to be at and is ready to put in the work and not give up on themselves, not give up on their career, and invest in themselves to make it happen. I mean, I'm not where I want to be at all. I'm playing club baseball at a Division 1 school. I know I can walk on there if I put in the work, and I'm going to because I'm not going to quit on myself. I want to move on to that next level. And I feel like anybody who has that kind of a mindset of just, okay, look at where I am. This is where I want to be. Now let's put in the work to get myself there. Somebody who just really wants it bad would really benefit from this.
100%. And then if somebody had any doubts, um, how would you kind of coach them through it and tell them kind of like coach those doubts away?
It's really just you have to trust the process. This is something I've learned. It's been bashed into my head a million times by God knows how many coaches. Just you have to trust the process. I mean, at the start of this summer, I hadn't even gotten a metal bat home run in a game, let alone a wood bat home run. And then end of the summer, I put I think the best swing I've really had on a ball in a while and just launched a line drive over the wall. It's not like it was a fly ball, it was a liner. It just shot out. And then two at bats later, I hit a ball probably 100 flat off the bat and it was just hooked into the gap just on a low line drive. I mean, if you trust the process and you just work to make that process happen, good things are going to happen because that's just the way baseball is. That's the way the body is that if you trust the process and you work that process, it's going to happen. That's just the way it goes.
Absolutely. And I think better than a lot of people. It's not like riding a bike, it's
Hmm.
you gotta stay on your routine, and most importantly, you need to have a routine. It's hard to
Yeah.
kind of reach your goals without setting
Hmm.
smaller goals to get there, right? So
Yeah.
being able to have that program in place it's huge. It's everything.
Oh yeah, and that even goes back to the lifting. I mean, the way it was structured is with the biggest exercises, you gave us increments to follow to move up every single week, but it wasn't like, we were making these huge jumps. It was just small, 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 small to get to that big goal. And I feel like that's a great way of going about it because that helped me go from, not feeling super confident with my deadlifts to doing 345 pounds on a trap bar like it was paper almost.
Yeah. Yeah. And the best part is you didn't have to guess if you were doing
Hmm.
the right things because you knew
Hmm.
that you're going to be on the right program doing the
Yeah.
right things. Yeah,
And not
100%.
even just that, but I mean, having the videos that you guys provide to just help, like when I was wondering if my form was correct or if there's something I'm missing about an exercise, tap on the tap on the program, look at the video, and figure out, oh, I'm doing this wrong, or okay, I'm doing this right. I'm just not quite doing this because so it doesn't feel right. That helped out a ton, was having that available.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome, man. You've clearly seen some crazy results from what I've seen, from what you've seen. Um, Obviously, the work doesn't just stop here. You got to keep
Oh no.
working, keep grinding.
Mhm.
It's a constant grind.